Yes, indeed, folks, listen to Blue Please here on CynicalBrits.com with myself, Total Biscuit. Right, go to the mailbag for the time being. Probably be a shorter show once again. I wish I had more to talk about, but with the alpha in progress, and it's like, oh no, we can't tell anyone that, and I would love to talk about leaks on this show, but I'm going to have to really look into the NDA and just see what would happen if I did. Let me put it that way. I'm not part of WoW Radio anymore. I'm certainly not part of the fan site program, so I'm not really bound in any way to listen to what Blizzard has to say, but it also comes down to a matter of respect. As much as I bash on them, I don't go out of my way to screw them over. I feel that there's a certain degree of honour involved in that. But we'll see what we can do. If we can actually discuss anything and not get into huge amounts of trouble for it, then I will give it a bash. Okay. Right then. So let's have a look at the mailbag and see what we have here. It's an interesting question. Well, sort of. It's from I can't pronounce that name, so I'm not going to try. Someone beginning with a Y on the VentureCo EU. Dear host of shows,
you dare look upon the host of souls! I shall devour you all!
Yes, dear host of shows, on the release of Cataclysm, what areas do you think will be on the classic packaging box? I.e. not Cataclysm, or if they will even change at all. If they never change the packaging inside of the in-game screenshots, Blizz could be sued for false advertising, technically. Do you think they will overlook this? No, they couldn't. Game experience may change upon online play. That's the only real disclaimer you need. Right. Do I have a WoW box around here? Let me go and have a look and see if I do. I would like to actually know what screenshots are on it and what changes they're going to be. Let me have a look around. I'm all the way over here now. That means I'm going to shout. Yes, indeed. Project the voice. Yes, Total Biscuit. Do it. Where are my WoW boxes? Aha! Here's one. This will do. This is my... Oh, god damn, that's a bunch of CDs. This is my original WoW box. Yes. This is my Horde one. What have we got? Well, let's have a look inside, shall we? So, there's a generic snowy area, which has Tibu's blazing longsword. And there's a little bit of false advertising for you. This sword you will never, ever get. Well, there's been any major UI changes. Doesn't appear to be. There's a Goblin Shredder guy. And here's the thing. These screenshots were already out of date when the game actually came out. You remember the dragon screenshot? Yeah? The one with the elves and the elf that was basically a demon hunter with the demon hunter blades. You can never ever get those. Those items, to my knowledge, are not weapons you can ever acquire in the game. At all. And they're not even the same as the war blades of Azeroth. It's completely different. You've got a rifle there which appears to shoot fire, and you also have a red dragon in the middle of a forest, which doesn't exist either. So, let's be totally honest here, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference. Game experience may change. Now, do you think they are going to turn around and then re-release the box? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't see why not. I mean, it seems to me the ideal time to put together a compilation box with either with Cataclysm or with the other two expansions. So now you get into a situation whereby, in order to play the entire game, you need to buy the box plus 3 expansions. There is a battle chest, but I don't think it includes Wrath right now. So I would imagine they'll probably battle chest the first 2 expansions and then sell Cataclysm on its own. They won't bundle it otherwise, because it's just reducing their potential profit margin, I would think. Are they going to change the screenshots? Well, again, they may take that opportunity to re-release the box, because that means they get more shelf space. EVE Online's done it. It's very effective. They did a limited re-release, which involved a 60-day time card, a bit of a bonus, and a different box. So, they get shelf space, which they didn't get before. And you can say whatever you want about the diminished capacity of the PC market in the retail space, but it still exists, and there are actually a lot of countries, mine included, whereby a significant chunk of a gaming store will be dedicated to PC products. Mine is assuredly one of them. I walked into game and bought a copy of Supreme Commander 2, and I also bought a copy of Ninja Blade. I did that ironically. They were on sale, and there were at least 3 shelves worth of PC stuff, and it had a chart of all the new releases. So if I wanted a new PC game, I could walk into a shop and get it. But yeah, don't underestimate the desire to acquire parts of the retail space and get them on display, and indeed get the requisite advertising that comes with it. They will probably change it around, but it certainly won't be for legal reasons. So get that out of your head right now. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Here's one. Interesting. Right, okay. So there are two questions here. One's actually about StarCraft. I'll make it fairly brief. This one's from Lavernius, and he says this: the Phase 1 beta of StarCraft 2 has been prolonged until the 7th of June. Do you have any thoughts on this, and do you think they'll fix the Battle.net system during the downtime, or during Phase 1 part of testing? Probably during the downtime, honestly. I have a feeling they'll need to bring the whole thing down for ages to work out what the hell's wrong with it. Those of you not aware, StarCraft 2 has been totally balked lately. If you thought WoW's mistakes were bad when you had broken instances, good God. Battle.net 2.0 in patch 12 or 13 or whatever the hell we're in right now, dropping players at random, disconnections, crashes, they've completely ruined the friend system, and replays beyond, at least behind the current patch now do not work, whereas they did before. Don't you love 2010, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if you want to know about the true horrors of Battle.net, there is actually a YouTube video of this. Someone took a YouTube video of me raging against Battle.net. Now, I'll have to see if I can find this. Let's have a look, see if it's there. Someone did post it, and I'll be damned if I can actually remember where they put it. It's on YouTube somewhere, and I'm sure I'll be able to find the link before the end of the show. No, it's not there. Someone in the chat room will probably find it for me. It's Total Biscuit versus Battle.net. If you can find me the link, then by all means, send it over, and then I can post it for guys in the show notes. But the reason that I got so annoyed by it is we were trying to get a match together, and it just randomly kicked people out of Battle.net for no reason. And that wasn't the only time. We were trying to do tournament play yesterday on Shoutcraft, and we had one guy who got disconnected 3 times at random from Battle.net for no apparent reason whatsoever. And the fact of the matter is that his connection was fine. It was solid. It was entirely fine. And yet... And good lord yet. Why? I don't see how you can break a system that has had 10 years to get better. Why? Why would you change it so much and make it so freaking unstable? Right, okay, I've managed to find that video for you so you can have a look at it after the show. Go to tinyurl.com/TB versus, that's VS, BNet. TB VS BNET. Go over there, that's the Total Biscuit vs BNet video that someone took off of the Shoutcraft stream. And the only reason behind that video, again, is to make a point that BNet right now is screwed, and they really have to do something about it sharpish. It's a bad system, it's inferior to their old Battle.net, and that is a huge step backwards, needless to say. It's not good at all, not happy with it, needs to be sorted out. It's not good for tournament players either, and it's terrible for esports, that I can guarantee. No chat rooms is a pain in the ass too. Okay. Other question. I don't think you've talked about the guild talent and specialization part of Cataclysm. What are your thoughts on this, and will this destroy small guilds and force players to join larger raiding guilds to get the newest and hardest content down? No, it won't. Here's the thing, we were told about this a few weeks ago on the show when there was a concern expressed by another listener, and I wasn't entirely sure myself. The answer is, it's only... the guild leveling only applies to the best 10 people in the guild. Yeah? So the top 10 contributors are the ones that, well, contribute. So, as a result, as long as you are in a 10-man or higher guild, you'll be fine. You'll all be able to earn. And indeed, I would imagine, actually, that the way that the earning happens, there's so many different ways to earn stuff, including doing daily quests, crafting, making money in the auction house, leveling up. Everything's got to be tied in together. So actually, I'd imagine casual guilds might even have the edge, because they do more of this crap. They do more daily quests, they do more stupid achievements, and all that kind of nonsense. They do a bit of everything, and I think by doing so, they're actually going to level more efficiently than hardcore guilds. Wouldn't that be crazy? Certainly possible. Not that hardcore guilds won't take the fastest path of least resistance once they work out how the system works. I'm sure that that will be figured out in the beta period. But yeah, you don't have to worry about it if you're a smaller guild at all. You are covered, you can get the full benefits out of it, and everything's wonderful and happy and awesome. Okay. Now, I don't have any more emails except for this one, which is freaking huge, and I'm going to deal with this one after the break, so I don't want to go into that one for too much detail. Funnily enough, this one ties in quite nicely, so I'll talk about this. It's from Mecha, from Jubai Thos, and he says this. Do you think Blizzard will learn from Wrath of the Lich King in the way that normal level 80 dungeons are meant to be, blues and low-level gear, and heroics an option for better gear and challenge? Do you think Blizzard changes these sort of things, like making heroics piss-poor easy, to make people feel better? For example, doing a heroic in BC felt like a challenge, but in Wrath of the Lich King, they might as well give you a bottle of vodka so you pass out for 15 minutes while they plant rewards on you. Bottle of vodka, you see. Someone has run off with my bottle of vodka. I'm upset about that. I'm going to have to find it later. Maybe I drank it all. I can't remember. Yeah, if I can't remember, I probably drank it. Anyway, bottom line, do you think that Blizzard tried to make their player base feel better by making previously hard content easier just by naming it the same buzzwords with easier difficulty? Remember when 25 seems more hardcore? Sorry if my points are hard to take in. Australia. No, really, I do understand it. They're quite simple. Funnily enough, actually, linking it back to StarCraft 2 for a second, they actually got rid of the Copper League, replaced it with the Bronze League, and put a league above Platinum called Diamond. It serves no purpose at all, I might add. No purpose whatsoever. It's just they bumped everything up one. Why? Because bronze doesn't sound as bad as copper, I guess. Copper upsets people. God. Oh, the delicate sensibilities of the internet, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Please jump off a cliff or drop down a well. Either of the two, or jump off a cliff into a well. Bonus points if you do a triple tuck in the meantime. Yeah, I actually think they are doing that, honestly. Heroic! We all want to be heroes, just for one day. Apparently. Maybe, maybe not. There is an element of it in there, I'm sure. The casual appeasement has been blatantly obvious over the course of this expansion. They've tried to claim that, we're also appeasing the hardcore players, blah, 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 and technically they are, but you've got this strata of players, I've talked about this time and again, that are disenfranchised by the fact that you've now got easy and hard and no normal. Normal doesn't actually exist anymore, and therein lies the problem. They call it normal, but again, it's another example of what you were talking about right there. Normal modes. If they said easy mode, it would upset people. And that's what it is. When you're talking about it, this is the easy mode. 10-man normal TOC, 10-man normal Nax Ramas, 10-man freaking VOA. It's all easy, but you can't call it easy mode because that is psychologically damaging to people with eggshell feelings. Evidently, such people do exist because, good lord, the nonsense lately. Yeah, I think they are doing that, honestly. I think that has undoubtedly happened. And that's problematic. Hopefully they fix it in Cataclysm, but I am not convinced. I know they did say that they wanted to make some big changes to Heroics, bring crowd control back into the game, but then again, are they going to? Is it a false promise? I would imagine, with the beta period, they're going to be called out on whether or not that's the case. If the stuff is not hard enough, then the beta guys are going to go crazy and say, you broke your promise, you said you'd fix the things that you broke in Wrath, and as a result, you're a bunch of lying pig dogs. Hopefully that gets changed. Right, anyway, we'll be right back after the break with the illusion of choice. Indeed, a nice topic someone picked out from the MMO Champion forums, claiming that Wrath of the Lich King was the best expansion. We'll tear that apart after the break, folks. Yes, indeed. In the meantime, it's been a little while since I've played some In Flames, so I'm going to do just that. I have many tracks that I enjoy, but for the time being, we're going to go with episode 666. I'll be right back after this, folks. Enjoy.